What instant karma happened after she cheated on you? Alright Reddit, this went down like a year and a half ago, maybe closer to 2 years now. People still ask about it when they find out I'm single, so figured I'd finally write it all out. I'm Paul, 31 male, working some boring systems analyst job at a financial company downtown. 6 figures, decent benefits, the whole corporate drone thing. Her name was Amanda. 4 years together, engaged for like 8 or 9 months. Met her at some charity bar thing a friend dragged me to. She was 28, pharmaceutical sales, made okay money, but burned through it like crazy. I should have paid more attention to that. But you know how it is when you're into someone. Got engaged because it felt like what you do after 4 years. We were living together, she was always on Pinterest looking at wedding stuff, all her friends were getting married. I proposed at this expensive restaurant she'd been hinting about for months. Ring was 8 grand. She basically picked it out herself. I saved up for it, did the whole thing. She posted it everywhere immediately. The wedding planning took over her entire life. No date set yet, but she had spreadsheets. Color schemes, guest lists that kept growing. She wanted Napa Valley, destination wedding, 150 people minimum. Started at 30,000 budget, then 50,000. Last I heard it was pushing 70,000. My sister thought I was insane. I just wanted Amanda to be happy. My sister Alex is 3 years older, a corporate lawyer, takes crap from nobody. Never liked Amanda, said she had expensive taste and cheap character. I brushed it off because Alex has always been protective. Our parents died when I was 19. She basically raised me through college. Her opinion mattered, but I figured she just didn't see Amanda's good side. There's also my brother Kyle, 27, just finished his residency, ER doctor. Even he mentioned once how Amanda was always asking me to pay for stuff. I had a dog, Muffin. German Shepherd, adopted him 5 years back. Best decision I ever made. Amanda tolerated him. Never said she didn't like him, but also never walked him. Never fed him. Complained about dog hair. I did everything for Muffin. He slept in my office because Amanda didn't want him in the bedroom. The thing about Amanda was she had this way of making me feel like a jerk for questioning anything. New car because hers was unreliable. Did I want her stranded somewhere? Expensive dinners twice a week? We work hard, don't we deserve it? $600 purse. It's an investment piece. Every purchase came with justification that made me feel cheap for bringing up the cost. I make good money and I'm smart with it. Solid 401k, emergency fund that could cover me for 8 months. Some investments doing well. She had maybe 2 grand in savings and credit card debt she never talked about. I'd seen statements lying around though. At least 15 grand spread across 3 cards. So yeah, that was the setup. 3 months before everything exploded, Amanda started talking about this guy at work, Brett. New regional sales director, only 30, but already making director money. Amanda was impressed as heck. Kept bringing him up. Brett said this about the market. Brett's strategy is brilliant. Brett just got back from Scottsdale. Brett this, Brett that. I should have bought stock in the guy's name with how much I was hearing about him. I didn't think much of it at first. She was in sales, networking was part of the job. I was supportive. Then the late night started. Used to be home by 6 or 7. Suddenly it was 9, 10, 11 p.m., multiple times a week. Grabbing drinks with the sales team. Strategy dinner ran long. Team building thing. I trusted her. So I just nodded, fed Muffin, ordered food, worked on my own stuff. She also started making these little comments. I'd want to stay in Friday night. She'd sigh about how she wished I was more spontaneous. I'd mention maxing my 401k, she'd roll her eyes and say you can't take it with you. Suggest cooking at home, she'd snap about not wanting to be an old married couple already. Should have been obvious. But when you're in it, you rationalize everything. The phone thing started too. Always on her phone, angling it away whenever I was nearby. 2 months before the end, I started planning this surprise trip. She'd mentioned wanting to go to this fancy resort in the mountains. Found the perfect place 3 hours north, 5-star everything. It cost me $2,200 for 3 nights. Ended up canceling everything a week later, lost the deposit. $700 down the drain. But wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. It was a Wednesday. Working from home, back-to-back meetings all day. Last one ended around 3:30. I was fried. Muffin needed a walk. Figured I'd grab coffee, clear my head. Amanda said she was working client meetings all day and wouldn't be home till 7 or 8. I'm walking back with Muffin, maybe half a block from our building, and I see her car in the lot. Weird as heck. She never came home during the day. Got closer, and there's some dude in the passenger seat. They're just sitting there talking, but they were sitting close. I stopped walking. Muffin sat down, panting. Watched for like 30 seconds. Then Amanda laughed. She touched his arm. My stomach dropped. I pulled out my phone, took some pictures, got her car, the plate, both of them clear in the frame. 3 or 4 shots. Then I turned around and walked Muffin the other direction. We walked for another 20 minutes. My brain was trying to logic it away, but I knew. It felt wrong. By the time we got back, her car was gone. Went inside, everything looked normal. Fed Muffin, sat at my desk, stared at my laptop. Amanda got home around 7, dropped her bag, kicked off her heels, said she had a long day. I asked how the client meetings went. She spun this whole story about a picky buyer. Didn't even blink when she lied. We got Thai food, ate on the couch, she complained about her day. I said maybe 10 words. Went to bed, barely slept. The next day I checked the phone records. We were on a shared plan under my name. Pulled the detailed usage for the last 3 months. One number she'd been texting constantly, Like 20, 30 messages back and forth some days. During work, late at night, early morning, didn't recognize it. Ran it through a reverse lookup site, got nothing useful. I sat on that for 2 days. Started noticing things I'd been too oblivious to see. How she took calls in the other room. Started dressing different, on days she had important meetings. Friday afternoon, I told her I had to help my buddy move furniture. She barely looked up. Said no problem, she was meeting Celeste for drinks anyway. Didn't go help anybody. Went to a parking garage near her favorite happy hour spot downtown. Parked where I could see the entrance. 20 minutes later, she showed up. Stood outside on her phone. Wore this dress I'd never seen. Heels too high for a casual meetup. 5 minutes later, the same guy walked up. They hugged, lingering. Then went inside together. I sat there for 10 minutes gripping the steering wheel. Then I drove home. Amanda got home around 10, tipsy, good mood. Told me this whole story about Celeste meeting some guy and them all hanging out. I said nothing. Saturday morning, I told her I had errands. Took Muffin to Alex's place. Alex lives downtown, nice corner unit. Windows overlooking the river. Opened the door in workout clothes, coffee in hand. Took one look at me and knew something was wrong. Told her everything. The car, the phone records, following Amanda to the bar. Alex listened without interrupting. When I finished, she was quiet for a minute, then asked what I wanted to do. I said I wanted out. Clean. No drama. She smiled and said, okay. We spent most of Saturday mapping things out. Alex is good at this. Lawyer brain. First priority was making sure I knew I really wanted to end it. No doubts, no wanting to work it out. I told her I was 100% done. You don't come back from months of lying to someone's face. She grabbed a legal pad, started writing. First priority was my stuff. Assets, the apartment. Lease was both our names, but I'd paid the deposit. She said I'd get that back if I documented it. The ring was trickier. Legally a gift once I proposed. But if I could prove it ended because of infidelity, I might get it back. Joint stuff. No shared bank account, thank goodness. But 4 years together meant shared household stuff. Her advice: only take what's mine or what I paid for. Document everything. Muffin was easy. Registered under my name. All vet records in my name. Zero question he was mine. Amanda's car was in her name, but I'd co-signed 3 years back. Paid off now. Alex asked if I was still on the title. I said no, she refinanced just her name like a year ago. Alex said then not my problem. The next step was apartment hunting. Alex said have a place completely lined up before doing anything. She offered to let me crash with her, but I wanted my own space. Fresh start, no reminders. Said she had a buddy who does property management and she'd make some calls. By the time I left that evening with Muffin, we had a complete timeline. Next week, I'd quietly pack my essential stuff, store it at Alex's, find an apartment, sign a lease, then move everything in one shot while Amanda was at work. Clean break. Alex also said document the cheating properly. Get proof. Something clear and undeniable. That way when I walk, she can't twist the narrative or play victim to mutual friends. That part felt gross, honestly. Following her around trying to catch her felt like something from a bad TV show. But Alex had a solid point. Without proof, it becomes he said, she said. People would wonder if maybe I overreacted. If maybe I was the problem. Sunday, I started documenting everything in the apartment. Amanda was at brunch with friends, gone for hours. I went through every room, photographed everything I'd bought, took pictures of receipts where I still had them, which was a lot because I'm weirdly organized about that. Downloaded bank statements showing my payments for rent, utilities, furniture purchases. Took like 3 hours. Ended up with a folder on my laptop, everything organized by date and category. Monday, Alex texted me around lunch. Her property guy had 2 apartments available, both 1 bedroom, both took dogs, both immediate move-in possible. She sent me the addresses and times I could view them. Took a long lunch break. Told my manager I had a dentist appointment. Checked out both places. The first one was tiny, ground floor, windows looked directly at a brick wall. Hard pass. The second one was on the 4th floor of a newer building about 15 minutes from my office. Decent size for 1 bedroom, nice balcony overlooking a little park. Muffin would love that park. Kitchen was way better than my current place. Signed the lease that afternoon. First, last, and security deposit wiped out a chunk of my savings, but I had plenty to cover it. Move-in date was that Friday. Tuesday through Thursday, I started packing. 1 box at a time, stuff Amanda wouldn't notice missing right away. Clothes from the back of the closet, books, personal paperwork, toiletries I could replace. Took them to my car during lunch breaks, or after Amanda went to bed. Dropped everything at Alex's. She was keeping it all in her second bedroom. Wednesday, I rented a cargo van for Friday pickup. Got Kyle and 2 buddies from work, Steve and Martin, to help me move. Thursday night, I needed actual proof. Knew Amanda met Brett on Thursday nights. She'd claimed it was a weekly sales strategy meeting, but that story was obvious garbage now. Moving everything took 3 hours. It felt longer somehow, but it was efficient. My furniture, clothes, all my personal stuff, Muffin and all his stuff, food bowls, toys, bed, leash. Left behind anything that was hers or anything we'd bought together. Not one dish, not one throw pillow. Nothing. Just what was mine. Kyle kept asking if I was absolutely sure. If maybe we should talk first. Try to work it out. Told him talking was done. Already had this conversation 1,000 times in my head. Nothing left to say. By noon, the apartment looked completely different. Half empty. My whole life for 4 years reduced to empty spaces and bare walls. Stood there taking one last look while Alex loaded the last box in her car. She asked if I was good. I said yeah. She grinned and said Amanda was going to completely lose her mind when she saw this. I said I know. Alex said she couldn't wait to hear about it. Loaded Muffin in my car, drove to my new place with everyone following. 4th floor, new keys, fresh start. Unloaded everything, set up the basics. Alex ordered pizza. We all ate sitting on my living room floor. Muffin laid next to me, head on my lap like he knew something major just happened. Alex said I was gonna be fine. Better than fine. I said I know. She said Amanda was going to spiral. I said yeah. She grinned wider and said, God, I wish I could be there when she gets home. I left the note on the kitchen counter of the old place, right in the middle where she couldn't miss it. Weighted down with her apartment keys. Told her I knew about Brett, had known for a while. Wasn't interested in explanations or apologies. Said I was done. Moved out today. Everything that's mine is gone. Muffin's with me. Paid my half of rent through end of lease, which was 3 more months. After that, she was on her own. Said engagement's off, I want the ring back. Paid $8 grand for it, and since this ended because she cheated, I was entitled to ask. She could mail it to Alex's address, or we could do lawyers. Her call. Said I documented everything. Also documented her and Brett, photos and video included. Told her not to contact me. Don't text, don't call, don't show up at my work. We're done. Nothing left to say. Said I wasn't angry. Actually relieved. She wanted someone more exciting, more spontaneous, more willing to blow money on stupid purchases. Congrats, she found him. Hope it works out. I walked out, locked the door. First 24 hours were quiet. The phone didn't ring. No texts. Nothing. Spent Saturday setting up my place. Target run for basics. Took Muffin to a new dog park. Saturday night, Kyle came over with takeout and Chinese. Watched a game. Didn't talk about Amanda. Sunday morning, my phone started buzzing. 6 missed calls from Amanda. Bunch of texts. Didn't listen to voicemails. Read the first text and the last one. First one said, "Where are you? Why is all your stuff gone? Call me now." The last one said I was being childish. "We need to talk about this like adults. I can't just run away." Blocked her number. Blocked her on every social media. Blocked her email. Sunday afternoon, an unknown number called. Guy's voice. Aggressive. Had to be Brett. Asked if I was the jerk who abandoned his fiancée. I asked who this was. He said, "I know who this is. Amanda's a wreck because I walked out like a coward." I laughed. Told him that's rich coming from the guy who's been sleeping with someone else's fiancée for months. Silence. Then I said, "Yeah, I know who you are, Brett. Know you work together. Know about the Thursday meetings. Got video of you kissing her. So maybe don't call me a coward when you're the one sneaking around." More silence. Finally, he said, "Amanda deserves better than me." I told him then, "Congrats, she's all yours. You two can be mediocre together." Hung up. Blocked that number too. Monday morning, email at my work address. Amanda somehow found it. Subject line said, "Please read." Deleted without opening. Monday afternoon, my desk phone rang. Receptionist said there's a woman here asking for me. Says it's urgent. Please tell her I'm in a meeting and not available. But she's insisting. Then call security. I don't want to meet her. Heard her relay the message. Heard Amanda getting loud. Then the receptionist came back and said security's walking her out. I thanked her. Called HR right after. Explained everything. Broken engagement. Ex showing up. Potential harassment. They documented it. Flagged her with security. Tuesday, Alex called. Said, "Heads up. Amanda called me. She asked for your new address and asked me to convince you to talk to her." Haha. Girl's desperate. When I told her I won't, she lost her shit. Said she always hated me. What did you tell her? I told her she's lucky I'm too busy to sue her. And if she called again, I'll make things worse for her. Then I hung up. Alex also mentioned Amanda hasn't returned the ring yet. Asked if I wanted her to send a demand letter. I said give her a week. That week went quiet. No calls, no visits, nothing. Started settling in. Work from home 3 days, office twice. Muffin adjusted fast and loved the new place. Started running again. Something I'd stopped because Amanda said it was boring. 2 weeks after moving out. Unknown number text. Said, "This is Celeste, Amanda's friend. She's really going through it. Whatever happened, she's devastated. Can I please just talk to her?" Typed back saying she chose to cheat, she chose to lie. Those were her decisions. Now she lives with them. Don't contact me again. Blocked. 3 weeks later, package at Alex's office. Small box, Amanda's return address. Alex called asking if it was the ring. Drove to her office. She handed me the box. The ring was inside but not in its original box. Just loose, wrapped in tissue paper. Band had a scratch. Classy, Alex said. I took it to a jeweler that afternoon. Scratch drop value maybe $600, but still worth over 7 grand. Sold it, got a check, deposited it. 8 grand turned into 7.4. Still better ROI than that relationship. That should have been the end. But then karma showed up. Then I heard about Amanda's car situation through Steve, one of my buddies who'd helped me move. We were grabbing lunch maybe a month after I'd moved out, talking about some work project, when he randomly asked about it. Said his girlfriend's friend apparently knows Amanda. Mentioned something about her having serious car problems. I told him it was not my problem anymore. Not my circus, not my monkeys. A few days later, though, I got a call from an insurance company I'd never heard of. They said they're calling regarding a claim for Amanda's car. Their records show I was listed as co-signer on the vehicle loan. I told them that the loan got paid off and refinanced over a year ago. I'm not on it anymore. Could hear typing on the other end. She said she needs to verify some information. Something felt off about the whole thing. I asked what this was about exactly. She hesitated, said there was an accident involving the vehicle. They're trying to reach all parties on the original loan documentation. I asked what kind of accident. She said she can't share specific details unless I'm listed as an interested party, and asked if I was currently residing at my old apartment address. Told her no, I moved months ago, and like I said, I'm not involved with that vehicle anymore. She needed to contact the current owner. Hung up feeling uneasy about it. Pulled up the old loan paperwork from my files. Went through it carefully. Refinance had definitely removed me from the loan itself, but there was some fine print about the original cosigner being potentially liable for certain insurance claims if the loan had been in default status in the previous 12 months. It hadn't been. I'd made absolutely sure before signing off on the refinance. Called Alex, explained the weird phone call. She said forward me everything you've got. If they call again, refer them directly to me. 2 days later, they called again. Gave them Alex's contact information immediately. Hung up before they could ask more questions. That night, Alex called me back. Could hear the amusement and disbelief in her voice. Paul, you're not going to believe this. Amanda's car got completely totaled in the accident about 2 weeks ago. Wait, what? How did I not hear about it? Because she's been trying to handle it quietly, I guess, but wait, here's the thing. Brett was driving. Brett? The same guy? Yep. He borrowed her car, ran a red light, T-boned another car. The other driver's fine, but both cars are completely totaled. And get this, Brett didn't have a valid license. My jaw dropped. No way. Yes. It's suspended 3 months ago for unpaid traffic tickets. Driving on a suspended license caused an accident, then ran from the scene before cops arrived. Oh God. Yup. Amanda's insurance company denied the entire claim because the driver wasn't legally allowed to operate the vehicle. Other drivers now suing Amanda personally for damages. That insurance company called me because they were looking at the loan history trying to figure out if anyone else could be held liable. I asked Alex if I was liable for any of this. She said correct and already sent them documentation showing I was removed from the loan over a year ago. No legal association with the vehicle. I'm completely clear. Sat down on my couch processing all this. Asked what kind of damages we're talking about. She said other drivers claiming medical bills, lost wages, vehicle replacement. Could be anywhere from 20 to 40 grand depending on what they can prove in court. Holy cow. Amanda's completely screwed. Alex sneered. Insurance company dropped her, she's being sued, and Brett's nowhere to be found. Apparently, he quit his job immediately and moved back to his state. Now look, I probably should have felt bad for her. The normal, decent human response would have been some kind of sympathy, but all I felt was this cold satisfaction, like watching cosmic justice play out in real time. I asked what happens to her now. Alex said she'll probably have to settle the lawsuit. If she can't afford it, they'll garnish her wages. Could take years to pay off, and her car insurance rates will be absolutely insane if she can even get anyone to cover her. Financial ruin courtesy of trusting a guy with a suspended license. You really can't make this up. Then Alex continued, and I could literally hear the grin in her voice. Said also, she's been calling around trying to find a lawyer to help with the lawsuit. Guess whose firm she called? No way. Yep, Alex continued. The receptionist recognized her name immediately, sent her straight to voicemail. We're obviously not taking her case. Sleep. Conflict of interest, and also she's insane. I actually laughed. Well, I guess it's just karma doing its thing. Not just karma. Paul, this is stupidity colliding with consequences. A week after finding out about the car situation, a coworker named Lisa approached me in the break room. Lisa was cool, mid-40s, been at the company forever, knew everyone's business somehow. Asked if she could ask me something kind of personal. I said sure, go ahead. She said my ex Amanda, right? I said, yeah, why? Lisa looked uncomfortable. Said her daughter works at the same pharma company. Or worked. Amanda got fired 2 days ago, apparently. Set down my coffee mug. Said seriously. She nodded. Said the whole thing's been a mess from what her daughter said. Amanda kept missing work. Showing up late when she did come in. Had some kind of public meltdown in a team meeting. They put her on probation. Then she just stopped showing up entirely. Didn't know what to say to that. Lisa said her daughter mentioned Amanda was always talking about some guy from work. Then he quit suddenly and disappeared. After that, Amanda completely fell apart. Brett? That's the one. Anyways, thought you should know Amanda's been asking around about you. That made my skin prickle. Told Lisa she already tried showing up here once. Security walked her out and HR flagged her name. Well, she might try again now. Just be careful. I will be. Thanks, Lisa. Then I went back to my desk, called Alex immediately. Told her Amanda got fired from her job and apparently she's been asking around trying to find me. Then you should file for a restraining order. Today, Alex said. Wait, is that really necessary? Yes. Think about it. The girl's lost everything. Now she's 100% desperate and she will not leave you alone. Desperate people do extremely stupid things. So I suggest you document everything. The workplace visit, the phone calls, everything. And I'd handle the paperwork. On that afternoon, I compiled everything I had. Screenshots of texts from before I'd blocked her. Date and time of the workplace visit with HR documentation. The story about her friend Celeste reaching out. All of it organized chronologically. And Alex filed the restraining order request that evening. The hearing was set for 10 days out. I tried to just go about my normal life. Work was actually going well. Got assigned to a high-profile project that was eating up most of my time in a good way. Started seeing someone casually. A woman named Isabel from the dog park. Vet tech, loved Muffin immediately, had her life together. Nothing serious yet, but it was nice. 4 days before the restraining order hearing, Amanda found my address somehow. Getting home from work around 6, Muffin with me from the park. I walked into my building, checked mail, and headed for the elevator. Then I heard it. Are you kidding me? I turned around. Amanda sitting in the lobby. She stood up, looked terrible. Amanda, don't, I said. Don't! She snapped immediately. You ghost me, steal my dog, ruin my life, and you're saying don't? The security guard was already standing up, moving toward us. I kept my voice calm. No, you ruined your own life. You need to leave. We were supposed to get married. She started getting louder. 4 years and you just walk away like I'm nothing. Enough. My voice was rising. You were cheating on me for months and you still got the nerve to gaslight me about it? Get the heck out of here. There's nothing to discuss. I made one mistake. People make mistakes. She tried a different angle. The guard reached us. Ma'am, you need to leave the building. Now. No! She yelled, ignoring him. I want Muffin back. You can't just take my dog. He's my dog. Always was. You never gave a darn about him. That's not true. The guard stepped between us. Told her to leave now or he's calling the police. Amanda looked at me over his shoulder. How can you be so cold? Did I ever mean anything to you? You meant everything. Now you are nothing to me. We're even. Then the guard started escorting her out. She was still yelling, saying I'll regret this. She gave me the best years of her life. Blah, blah, blah. Went upstairs, locked the door, sat on the couch. Muffin jumped up, put his head on my lap. Called Alex. Told her about the whole thing. Okay, I'm bumping up the hearing. Filing an emergency request. If you see her again, call the cops immediately. Do you think she'd try something else? Paul, she's desperate. Of course she will. She was right. Because the emails started at 2 a.m. that night. Went to bed around 11, phone on silent like usual. Woke up at 6 to get ready for work. 38 unread emails waiting. All from Amanda. She'd created multiple different email addresses, sent messages from all of them. The first few were apologetic. Said she knows she messed up, misses me so much. Then angry. Called me a coward. She wasted 4 years on me. Then paranoid. Said she knows what I'm doing. Me and my sister planned this whole thing. The last ones were concerning. Said think I can just move on? Start over like she never existed? I forwarded every single one to Alex. She called within 5 minutes. Told me not to respond to any of these. She's filing the emergency restraining order motion this morning with all of this as evidence. 8:30, call from my office HR director. Said she needed me to come in as soon as possible. There's been a situation. Got there by 9. The HR director and building security waiting brought me into a conference room. Told me my ex showed up here this morning at 6 a.m. before building security arrived for the day. Tried to access the building through the loading dock. Got stopped at the doors. When security arrived and tried to remove her, she started screaming that I'd assaulted her and stolen money from her. My stomach dropped. The HR director said, don't worry. Security cameras show she's lying. Never got past the entrance, clearly agitated. I had to call the police. She slid a folder across the table. Said copy of the police report and their incident documentation. Amanda's officially trespassed from the building now. If she comes back, she gets arrested immediately. I told the director I was sorry this was affecting my work. She shook her head, said not the first bad breakup to spill into the office. Take the day. Work from home if I need to. Left the building, drove straight to Alex's. When I arrived, Alex said the emergency restraining order was filed, adding the emails, the office incident. We've got clear documentation now. This is a pattern of escalating harassment. By evening, the temporary restraining order was approved. Alex had it served to Amanda's parents' house. Apparently, she'd moved back home after losing the apartment and getting fired. Thought the legal order would snap her back to reality. Make her understand this was serious. Wrong. 2 days later, I got a call from my old landlord. Said, hey man, sorry to bother me. Amanda's been calling nonstop, saying I vandalized the apartment, demanding he withhold my security deposit. I told him that's complete garbage. I documented everything when I left. He said, I know. I did the final walkthrough myself after you moved out. The place was fine. Already mailed your deposit refund weeks ago, actually. Asked what she's saying exactly. He said she's threatening to sue him if he doesn't give her my deposit. Says I abandoned her, and she's entitled to it since I broke the lease. Asked him to forward me everything she sent. He sent over a dozen voicemails and emails from her, all completely unhinged. Claiming I destroyed property, stolen her belongings, owed her thousands of dollars. Full-on alternate reality stuff. Forwarded everything to Alex immediately. The full restraining order hearing was that Thursday. Small courthouse downtown, civil courtroom. Sat in the back while Alex presented our case to the judge. Laid out the complete timeline of Amanda's behavior. Workplace visits, emails, apartment incident, harassment of my landlord and other contacts. Amanda was there with a public defender. Looked even worse than she had at my building. When it was her turn to speak, she immediately broke down crying. Said I ruined her life, left her with nothing. Lost her job, her car, her home. All because I walked away without any warning. The judge asked if it's accurate that she engaged in an extramarital affair that I discovered. Amanda wiped her eyes, said we weren't married. It wasn't extramarital. The judge said they were engaged, cohabiting. The relationship clearly implied exclusivity. Did she or did she not engage in a romantic relationship with another individual while engaged to me? She didn't answer. Judge continued. Did you or did you not show up at his workplace and residence despite being explicitly asked not to contact him? I just wanted to talk to him. The judge cut her off. Her public defender tried to interject something about emotional distress and mental health. The judge held up a hand, told Amanda her behavior constitutes clear harassment. He signed the document in front of him, said restraining order granted for 1 year. No contact whatsoever with me, my family members, my workplace, or any known associates. Any violation results in immediate arrest and potential criminal charges. Asked if she understands. She nodded, still crying. The hearing ended. Alex and I walked out into the hallway. So, that's it? Yup, that's it. If she comes anywhere near you now, she goes to jail. Congrats, brother. Got coffee at a shop across from the courthouse. I was completely wired, exhausted, relieved all at once. Alex said I handled this exactly right. A lot of guys would have caved when she showed up crying, or would have engaged and made it worse. What are you going to do now? Alex asked. Well, keep living my life. Maybe get Muffin a friend. Dog friend or human friend? She grinned. I haven't decided yet. I smiled. Either way, she laughed. You deserve better than what you had, Paul. 9 months later, life was completely different. Remember Isabel from the dog park? Well, we became official after 3 months. She had her own place, loved Muffin, split checks without making it a whole thing. It was refreshing. Work promoted me. That high-profile project turned into leading my own team. Better money, better hours, actually gave a darn about what I was doing. Muffin was thriving. 7 years old, acting like a puppy, had a whole crew at the park. Isabel's clinic gave me a discount on his checkups. Sometimes I'd remember Amanda saying I should get rid of him and just laugh. Dodged a missile there. About Amanda, I heard through the grapevine she moved to Nevada. Still dealing with that lawsuit, still broke, still a mess. I didn't care. She wasn't my problem anymore. Until that afternoon. I was at Target with Isabel grabbing dog food and random stuff. Walking down the home goods aisle, Muffin's leash in one hand, Isabel's pointing out throw pillows or whatever, and I see her. Amanda. End of the aisle, shopping cart, looking at picture frames. She glanced up, saw me, and froze. Isabel noticed me stop walking. You good? Yes, I am. She followed my eyeline, saw Amanda, and immediately understood. Want me to? Nah, I got this. Amanda walked towards us. Muffin was sitting next to me, tail wagging. Amanda straightened up, tried to compose herself. Hey, Amanda. Awkward silence for like 3 seconds. She looked at Muffin, then at Isabel standing a few feet back, then at me. He looks good, she said, nodding at Muffin. He is good. More silence. She shifted her weight, gripping her shopping cart. I heard you're doing well. New job, promotion. Heard that, huh? Small world. She attempted a smile. Didn't land. Look, I know things ended badly. It's all right. It's over, though. She flinched. But I was going through a lot. The thing with Brett, losing my job, the car accident. Amanda, it's all right. Move on. Her face went red. You don't have to be cruel. I'm not being cruel. You made terrible decisions. Now you're dealing with consequences. You just need to move on like I did. She didn't like that. Her eyes immediately shifted to Isabel. Moved on? With her? She scanned Isabel up and down. Wow, you really downgraded. Isabel laughed. Excuse me? Girl, just look at the mirror. I had to hold my laugh here to avoid more drama. So I cleared my throat. All right. We need to go. Nice to meet you, Amanda. What did she just say? Her voice started rising. I said you need to look in the mirror. Isabel shot back. How dare you? Watch your mouth. Great. The last thing I needed was a cat fight at Target. Isabel walked up, slid her hand into mine. Ready to go? Yeah. Looked at Amanda one last time. Good luck with everything. Genuinely. Hope you figure your stuff out. I started walking. Amanda yelled after me. She'll never love you like I did. She's using you. We kept walking. Got to the checkout line. Isabel looked at me with this little grin. That was fun. I bet you're enjoying it a bit too much. She laughed. Maybe I am. That night we watched a movie together with Muffin. Laughed and had fun. Life's good when you cut toxic people off. YouTube just dropped this new hype feature. If you're hooked on this story, smash that hype button. It tells YouTube this video deserves to blow up and it keeps even crazier stories coming your way.